Yo, what's going on, guys? So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be tackling a tough lower back. So when you're looking at the lower back, you want to palpate and you want to see how the whole body is reacting. Like, for example, right now I'm palpating up here and I can feel how tense it is. You can even kind of see how the tissue is almost immobilized. It's not really moving. So I'm going to go up here, palpate, see where it leads up to. It feels like it's on the rhomboids and the teres major almost. So we have a little bit of tension there. Another thing that I noticed immediately as I came up to the table, I noticed that on this side there was a little bit of a pull as well, about right here. So you can't really see it from this angle, but there is a pretty big ball about right here. And then as I move up this way, I can actually see how it kind of pulls out like this, and it comes out, same thing. So it's interesting, it hasn't reached, like, normally when people come and see me, it's not this early, but usually it or like the tension already expanded into the rhomboid area. But a lot of this tension right here is actually feeling like it's almost in the erector spinae, which makes me wonder how the hips are doing, because the hips may be just as tight. So we're going to go around over here and we're just going to see what we feel. So far, a little bit of tension on the iliac crest. So right here on that hip bone, there's a little bit of tension. On the TFL, tensor fascial latae, and going down into the glute, there is almost no tension, which is interesting. So the next thing I'm going to look at is I'm going to go from the iliac crest over, and I'm just going to just palpate, and I'm going to feel, and I can immediately feel the obliques is tight. I felt him respond, and that immediately tells me, hey, there's a little bit of sensitivity there. And that sensitivity is pretty normal when there's tension, right? So some people also say that they're ticklish, but most of the times that I find is that a lot of people aren't really ticklish. It's just that they respond to it because it's a very sensitive area, and it's an area that's normally not touched. So when people feel this, they think automatically that they're automatically ticklish, when in reality they're not. They just have a little bit of sensitivity. They haven't ever been really worked in that area, and so that will tell you, oh, I'm XYZ, when in reality you're all good. So let's continue on. So that was the oblique that we have a lot of sensitivity on. We're going to go up into the rib cage because I can feel it pull that way. Now I'm going to go this way, all the way up, right there into the latissimus dorsi right here. We have a lot of tension. Again, so we're seeing some correlation, right? So the client is saying that he's feeling a lot of pain here in the mid back, or in the mid lower back, but specifically right here. But as soon as I go over to this iliac crest, go up, we found the obliques. The obliques are going to cause a lot of tension because they can attach to the hip. That can pull down here, cause a lot of tension in that iliac crest. So you got this like triangle thing going on. And then you also have this lat that's pulling in the mid back. And if you think about it, it's kind of like there's a lot of tension here, there's a lot of tension here, right? And it's going to cause the tension to be directly paraspinal right here, or even in the spine. It might even feel like it in the lower back. So it kind of makes sense. So we got two areas that we need to work on this side specifically. So this is only one side. So the first thing what we're going to do is we're going to go in with the massage gun, which I have right here. Here we go. Now what this massage gun is doing is it's going to try to get the area to be parasympathetic, meaning it's going to be rest and digest, and it's going to be relaxed. And the real simple terms is just relax. Rest and digest is a very book term, but yeah. So we're just trying to relax the area. with the massage gun, get it all nice and workable. Because remember earlier we just tapped right there on that oblique, and immediately there was already a response. So this is what we're going to be doing, working all the way through on that lat. And then even so, the lat always coincides with the teres major right here, right underneath the shoulder blade. Cool. Now that we got that all done, perfect. Now normally I go in with the precision vibration device typically right after that, but that's not needed today. I am going to need to work on the side, so I'm going to move over. But before I do that, I also felt that there was tension right here on the paraspinal still. So, but it feels super, super relaxed. Like I'm able to like actually move over it now, whereas before, like it was really, really rough to move. Like I was trying to move it and I really couldn't move my fingers like right over the hump, because it was just restricting me and not letting me move over. It was just, but now I'm gliding like this, light pressure, not even trying, and it feels fantastic. So I want to make that even greater. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some tuxing therapy, aka hammer therapy. And so basically we're going to do some light taps along the paraspinal. So we're going to just okay, just like that. And we're just smoothing it out. Perfect. Alrighty, that's like buttery smooth. We're gonna go a little bit more out now because we have a little bit more tension over here, but it's just very isolated. So and if we can get this paraspinal to relax, it's gonna help so much more once we start working that lat. And this was pulling really hard on that teres major. Ooh. There we go. Yeah, that's perfect. Now, as this relaxes more and more, now I can really go through and I can feel that he has a huge little ball right up here in the rhomboid. Now, originally I thought it was a teres major, but I'm feeling it, and it's pretty. It's about this big. It's a nice little one, little ball of tension, and it's just pulling, and it's ending like right here, pulling on that spine. But it's crazy because as you like loosen things up, then like this relaxes, and then you can feel other tensions really like start to pop out because the other areas are relaxed, and now it's not like a whole stream of tension. Now you can just feel where that isolation is at. So, but remember, our core for today, we're not really focused on the upper back, even though that would help. We're focusing on this lower back. So let's continue on to that oblique. Okay, so we're gonna work on this oblique right here. And this is where I'm feeling all that tension right there. Ooh, hurts a lot. Let me get a little bit more oil. Apply some more oil. Just like that, all the way up. Oh, and this is super, like I'm sitting down right now and I'm just lightly like rolling over that, and man, it is just a mound of tension on that iliac crest and the obliques. So he's got some work for me today, and this one's dead, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch it out. All right, here we go. So that sensitivity that I was originally feeling I can actually feel it through this tool that I'm using. But it's not going to be as sensitive because one, the tool can be lighter, and then we're using precision vibration, and it shoots that vibration at a high frequency, so it just resonates with the tissue so much better. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, for example, like sometimes I'm working on someone's shoulder and I'll have my hand underneath the shoulder, and then like I'll have like this right here, for example, and I will be working over here and I can feel the vibration shoot through my palm. Sometimes I can feel it all the way up to my elbow, but right there I can feel it shoot to definitely my palm. So it's a very interesting like tool. I've been using it a lot in my sessions and it's really been helping a lot. Wow, look at that. Slowly, slowly, slowly. There you go, you can really see that ball right there and how big it is, and it pulls all the way into that lower back, quadratus lumborum, putting pressure on the paraspinals, going all the way down, all the way over here. And now you can see how this big mound is pulling, and it goes all the way up here into the paraspinals, works its way up through the back, all the way up into that big nodule that we were talking about earlier up here in the upper back. But thankfully, a lot of this has been relaxed now. It's feeling a lot better. Now we're going to go in with the heated scraper and heat it all up. And then we are going to go soon after with myofascial decompression, and then we're going to move on to the next side. So now that I worked through the whole area, I'm feeling it right here on the rib cage. Pull really, really bad. We just got a bunch of tension all around the body. But there is a big, big pull right here. Okay, cool. Okay. So as much as I want to do that upper back portion right here that I can definitely see, just for time constraints, I'm probably just going to have to do this lower back. And then I'm going to try to make as much as I can out of this other side. So let's proceed into the myofascial decompression, aka cupping process. All right, guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to apply the cupping set, and we're going to trace the tension all the way through the body. So we're going to go like this, all the way up. We're just tracing all the tension all the way up and then just following it to where it ended up going to. So now what we're going to do, proceeding onto the other side, we're going to leave those cups on for about 5 minutes and see how they do. Let's see what we can figure out on this side. Like immediately, like I mentioned, I noticed that there was a huge ball on this side, on the lower portion. So let's go in. Again with Myofascial, our massage gun. This is all it's going to do is it's going to basically make the warm-up process of like trying to get the body to warm up a lot quicker. Again, there is a big nodule up here, same as the other side. See that, how I move, and you can see how it pulls. And you can see how it pulls over here on this mid-back too, pretty big. But due to time constraints, we're really not gonna have time for it too much. So I'm gonna go in with just like the real quick stuff that I can do just to try to get as much done as possible. So the first things first is we're gonna go ahead and warm it up. Next we're gonna go in with tucks-in. Tucks-in is probably one of my most effective techniques. Oh man, all right, here we go. See, just like that, it already softens up. Like it just softens up so quickly. I don't know how it works, but it works almost instantaneously. Okay, So now that we got it to soften it up a little bit, let's go in and detail as much as we can. We are currently at about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So we're gonna go ahead and warm this up. Start with the end unit. Work really precision base. All the way up. Feels way, way better. Yeah, that feels way, way better. I mean, obviously it still needs a lot more detailing, but it's getting there. The obliques are slightly tight, but not as tight as on the other side. You can see right here. It does pull on the inguinal, so it's going to pull all the way into the front of the hip, down into the adductors. I can feel it just because of the odd way that it's pulling. Normally you'll feel it pull straight to the obliques, and the obliques will kind of do this. This one's pulling this way, and it's pulling into like, it's doing like a diagonal pull right here, and it's doing it like that. And it doesn't do it that sharp unless it's pulling more further down. Yep, just like that. Yep. Okay, now we're gonna go and heat it straight. See that? You can actually see that pull all the way across. And already it's been 5 minutes and 30 seconds, so we gotta go over there and remove the cups. But I'm really, really interested to see if this thing will loosen up right here, so I want to work on it just a little bit longer. There it goes, starting to feel like it's like loosening. Excellent. Perfect. It's not like where it should be, but it's a lot better than where it was at and in the short amount of time that we had. Let's go ahead and switch over to... Alright guys, so now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and take out these cups and see how the body reacted. Definitely seeing some medium to dark areas, meaning there's just tension. There's a lot of restriction to the circulatory system, and that usually causes there to be more bruising, and that can be affected by fascia. So that's what I look for. I look for discolorization, and I see the correlation usually with that in pain. So like the areas that were really tense for him, one, he had a really bad pull on this portion of it, and you can see how it's darker. Right here he had another deep pool. We kind of addressed it slightly, but not enough, and you can see how dark it is. It's slightly dark, but not as dark as this one, because this one we didn't really work too much. This area right up here that we worked slightly is darker than the rest of the areas. Why? Because he had a major tension and he has a big ball up here. All of these down here look pretty good until we get about right here, which is where his main concern and tension was at. And then here it starts to lighten up, lighten up, lighten up, lighten up until we get to that spot again. So the correlation is pretty much just as we saw in the rest of this video. But for time purposes, this is as much as I can get done in one session today. So once again, guys, I am John of Graded Therapeutics. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like, a comment. If you aren't subscribed, please, it helps us out immensely. We're on the road to 100K subscribers, so we really appreciate you guys. And until then, be greater.